Hey everybody, so today I would like to be getting into grounding. If this is your first time looking at this video, definitely look at the previous or prior videos to this one. I'm pretty much just going over the building blocks over those and how we led up to this point. This video will have a part 2 or second portion where I go over some grounding techniques that you can do on a physical, mental, and spiritual and emotional level. So if you are interested in the grounding techniques, definitely look at this video and look at the video after this. With that, let's move forward. So the reason why we are talking about grounding, because in the previous videos I've been talking about expanding awareness, developing your sensitivities, but using this to heal yourself, using this to definitely awaken your inner energy so you can do your practical spiritual healing, not only in mind but also in your emotional self, your spiritual self, etc., etc. You're also doing a lot of work on a lot of suppressed energy that you may or may not have known or noticed that you have been having, and these energies come up and pop up in our life in subtle ways. These suppressed energies have a way of bringing some unlucky or some very crazy events in our lives, and when we do not heal these aspects or these aspects within our subconscious or shadow, it becomes an issue where we're not really able to move forward in our life, and we find ourselves, just being stuck, not realizing that we did not know that we were actually blocking ourselves by allowing our minds to suppress ourselves. It's just something on a society level that we have, I don't want to say the word programmed to do, but conditioned to do. So with that, when it comes to grounding, I'm more so focusing on grounding and doing our healing work, but more specifically in grounding our mind, so that we have more sanity here, so that we can be well put together here, so that we can function here and do what we need to do in regards to our healing work. Now, there are various ways of grounding yourself, and there are ways of doing that on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And when it comes to grounding ourselves, we looking to do is to pretty much create a routine where we have and know and discover what works best for us, and allow us to be centered, to be mindful, and to be observant when we need to in regards to doing our healing work. And when I say healing work, I'm talking about releasing and letting go suppress energy, suppress emotions, that sort of thing, so we can move forward and pretty much integrate, because it's more so than healing and letting things come to the surface. We have to integrate the things that our minds are trying to I don't want to use the word polarize, but our mind has a tendency to be in a duality, so it tends to put a lot of things in negative and positive. And so what we're doing is we are neutralizing that, we are healing that, and we are letting it come to the surface so it can heal, but also so that we can integrate it and we can move forward. And you begin to realize that we can approach life with unconditional joy, compassion, happiness, but in doing this, we're actually stepping and developing our higher energies and allowing our higher energies to work its magic and do healing. I like to call this working with or working in grace. Well, a lot of people would like to know, is how to develop these sensitivities, but I say it's not just that. You have to also learn how to ground yourself, because we have a lot of energies that build up, and especially in these intense times where there's a lot of things happening in the spiritual aspect, we have to pretty much learn how to do some other things that may or may not be in our control. So what I want you to do is not only just be mindful, but be aware, and grounding will help you to actually be here and be able to see what's going on, and your mind not being pulled in many directions. And that's the whole point. As you open yourself up, you'll begin to realize that your sensitivity is being pulled here and there. You may not be you may become aware or notice that you're sensitive to a lot of aspects, and you know, your physical body, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions. You may find that you are empath, that you are high sensitive, and when you have these things, or you are experiencing these things, or exploring these things, or expanding into these things, it may not necessarily be empathy or sensitivity, but just in general, expanding, that we start having our minds being pulled in different directions. I call it being split, not only in the mental or the physical, but also the spiritual. And then there are certain energies that can manipulate the shadow and subconscious self that can further divide our, I call it, attention. So what I want to do is bring and help you all to really center and focus yourself here, but you can do that with some grounding work. You know, the first practical grounding that anyone can do is breathing, having a breathing technique, and discovering that, letting go. That's the second thing a person would do, and I will explain this further in upcoming videos. And this also is piggybacking off of the previous video where I talk about developing your sensitivity, is doing exercise, but more so stretching, or maybe yoga, or doing some activity to warm the muscles up. This helps to not only bring sensitivity to the body, but also helps to bring grounding to the body. So this is just the basics, the very minimum. And what I want you to do is simply take the basics and explore and expand upon it. You may find that you can eat certain foods, and certain foods are more grounding. I know for me that eating vegetables and drinking herbal teas are very grounding. I'm learning to work with the energy of those plants and herbs, and they help me tremendously. I'm learning that certain words and certain actions and certain perceptions help ground me. I'm learning a lot, not only just relying on just doing energy work to ground, or visualizations, because sometimes you need more than that, because there are some forces at play. And I ain't talking about negative or positive, just saying in general there are forces at play, energies at play, such as chemicals in our body through the foods we eat, or whatever substance we decide to take, or relationships, or whatever we're going through on an emotional, mental, or energetic level. These things have a tendency to pull us in different places. So when we know how to ground, it gets easier to become more centered, more focused. And when we are going through our emotional turmoil, or doing our healing work and working through suppressed energy, or just for those who are just trying to figure themselves out, being emotionally grounded, mentally grounded, physically grounded, and spiritually grounded can definitely help you all move forward in your life. So this is just a brief video and what I'll be discussing in the next video, which is grounding techniques. And if y'all are enjoying this video, definitely like, subscribe, comment below, and I definitely would like to see you all in the next video. See ya, bye.